Take Nigeria because it's the mind that needs to first of all be rebranded.
Lawmakers said it's going to be putting Nigerian labor, Nigeria content and materials first.
If you say Nigeria first and it is just us down here that, are pushing that agenda, it's going to be a big struggle.
Do you think Nigerian firms, Nigerian organizations should start looking at getting their staff involved in this market or buying to keep for their staff?
Within this side, let's also learn citizen diplomacy. See something. This is Souk business landscape.
Hello and welcome to Souk Business Landscape, your weekly deep dive into the world of business, the evolving economy, and the forces shaping development across industries and nations. Each episode, we break down trends, challenges, and innovations that drive markets and move societies forward. I am Olumide Shokoya. Of course, I'm not the only one here. This is a gentleman and a lady affair. So starting from my left, I have Chooks John Rogers. How you doing?
I'm fine. Good morning, Olumide. It's nice seeing you here again after a short break. Good morning, everyone out there. This is where we are, and this table is about to shake. Don't go anywhere. All
right, I don't know where Chooks got his tie from, but coming to my right also, I have Swift Aderito. Did you guys plan anything?
You know what they say now. Anytime God puts a good person on earth, he has a good angel and a bad angel. But you have to decipher and discover for yourself which is the good, which is the bad. That's why we are both wearing red. We are disguising, but we are going to find out who the bad one is and who the good one is. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and of course, welcome to SBL. My name is Swift Aderito, and get ready to have a fantastic show.
All right, just like Chooks and Swift said, get ready to have a blast this morning. So let's take a look at the key highlights for today's discussion. What drives a nation's economy heartbeat? Is it bold infrastructure, smart governance, or the courage to embrace innovation? Also, can public funding reforms truly turn budget leftovers into bridges, power plants, and bullet trains? Quite interesting. Now, with a $60 billion rail and $980 million in clean energy change how Nigerians move, work, and live, or will governance bottlenecks slow the journey as usual? From Wall Street to West Africa, from CNG engines to battery-powered freight, the race to adapt, is global, but Nigeria is keeping pace. Now, as global partnerships shift and new trade deals emerge, who stands to win and who risks being left behind? This is Souk Business Landscape, where we don't just report numbers, we connect the dots between policy, power, and progress. So we're going on a short break, and when we come back, we dive in. Stay tuned.
Take Nigeria because it's the mind that needs to first of all be rebranded.
Lawmakers said it's going to be putting Nigerian labor, Nigeria content and materials first.
If you say Nigeria first and it is just us down here that, are pushing that agenda, it's going to be a big struggle.
Do you think Nigerian firms, Nigerian organizations should start looking at getting their staff involved in this market or buying to keep for their staff?
Within this side, let's also learn citizen diplomacy. See something. This is Souk business landscape.
Welcome back to Souk Business Landscape. So let's dive in with the first story. The federal government will carry over unspent 2024 capital expenditure into 2025 budget to boost efficiency and support infrastructure-related growth finance. Finance Minister Wale Edun said the process will be managed through the Government Integrated Financial Management Information System, GIFMIS, to ensure spending is backed by cash and reduce unpaid obligations. The move supports President Bola Tinubu's 7% gross domestic product growth target and ends the practice where unused funds lapse each year. Officials say it will improve transparency, speed up project delivery, and attract investor confidence in sectors like energy, logistics, and housing. Chooks, let me start off. Will this actually, with the rolling over of, before we even go into that, this is not the first time we are hearing, we're rolling over this, we're rolling over that. Do you think, first of all, we can ever get to a situation whereby 2024 budget is 2024 budget, it doesn't roll over into 2025, 2025 doesn't roll over into 2026? Do you think how did we even get here, and what can we do to actually, put a stop to this, first of all?
Okay, thank you, Olumide, for starting this conversation. But when we have a system that is not based on excellence, these are the kind of things we see. Then we now start excusing ourselves and give explanations to things that are not normal. This is not normal. It's called a budget for a reason. So if you have a budget for a specific year and the calendar year runs to an end, what do? If you don't achieve, you retire. But by the time you are retiring, you are prepared for the next cycle budget. What do? You budget again for those particular projects. Now, if there are ongoing projects that will lapse for, let's say, 2, 4, 5 years, provisions have been made for it in the first year budget. You always, it's simple accounting. You move your books forward. This is what we've spent on this particular project. This is what is left. Okay, good. From this particular budget, this is what was dispensed. This is what was spent. This is what is left. So you add it to the next budget. But for the funds that are there, saying, okay, because we didn't spend it, we are rolling over to the next budget. No. No. Let's focus and hold on to excellence and do things right. This is wrong.
So what do you think is the way forward? We're rolling over capital funds, truly speed up projects.
Those are just trying to give excuses for what is happening right now. It's called a budget for a reason. It's called a year cycle for a reason. You don't roll over children. Okay, that my child didn't pass SS2. Let's roll over the SS2. No, you don't do that. That's why it's called a budget. Okay, it didn't happen last year, no problem. Let's do it for 2026. Okay, we failed at 2025, no problem. Let's do it for 2027. So we know exactly what we are spending, what we want to spend, what we are likely going to spend, vis-a-vis how much we are making and how much is going to be spent. But now when you are rolling over something that was budgeted for, it's not saying maybe you had the money somewhere and you're going to say, okay, let's just take it and spend it. Now, how do you now start accounting? It doesn't give room for clear accounting.
Chooks.
Yes, Chooks Junior. You see, you can't even differentiate which of your angels is here.
Shift,
yes.
What do you think?
Okay, so first of all, if you actually notice, it's dicey because the lawmakers had to quickly pass this bill. They had to go and amend the bill. They had to amend Section 74 of the bills because they now passed the bill. They didn't do the 3-reading one that they usually do. They had to do the bills in a quick succession so they could pass it quickly. What are they complaining about? They have realized that because of the taxes and the bottlenecks people go through when it's time for procurement processes and money disbursement, projects are left undone. So contractors will be complaining that, look, maybe I think you are supposed to be paid whether it's 30 or 40% upfront. Then when you have done up to 70%, the people come and now look at the project, analyze the project before you are paid the remaining. So some contractors, for example, road, they have leveled the road, they have put the first set, the second set. The contractor, his hands are tied because he has already invested. And so he's wanting you to come, that's the ministry to come. Sometimes because of corruption, he's paying people, he's waiting. They are saying, oh, we need logistics to come from Abuja to come all the way to Ore. And so the contractor's hands are tied. So they have realized all those projects, if you don't roll them over and you start a fresh budget, nothing happens. So those projects are either left or they are now looked at as a fresh budget. So the federal government is losing. So the Senate is saying, let's have a rule now. Whichever project you don't finish, we must roll over. And now they say, hold on now. They want to have a committee. Because see, we understand, you must understand where you are coming from to accomplish. So they now want to have a committee, part of the Senate, who their job is now to oversee rolled over projects. And they are giving it within 6 months that every rolled over project must be concluded within that 6 months. So they are going there. The Ministry of Works is now on a hot seat. The normal, they have done phase 1, phase 2, that delay that can take 3 to 4 months before the Ministry of Works comes to look so that they can complete. The Ministry of Works is now on a hot seat. Once a contractor has finished, you send to the committee. The committee sends to Ministry of Works. We are waiting for you. I think because of the way Nigeria is and our system is, it is a good one for the federal government and the Halo Chamber to think about this. It is something a lot of contractors have been complaining about. So So to me, it's a step in the right, it's a step in the right direction. Is it obtainable in global world practices that we extend budgets? No, it's not. But because of the peculiarity of our country, and we want no.
Talking about peculiarity.
That was the time we're talking about Africa. We're talking about some roots. And what did we fight about? We fought about the fact that we keep stealing or we keep taking foreign. Let us work how Africans work. We know that in Africa there are so many bottlenecks. How many people can you fight? Let us also have things to sort these bottlenecks. So I feel this is a good one. For me, I may be wrong, I feel it's a good one. And the fact that the Senate has sat, passed these bills, turned over Section 79, quickly passed it 1, 2, 3 readings, so there's no delay. So now there's no delay from the Senate again, because sometimes it takes almost 3 to 5 months for the Senate to pass such a bill. Now there's no delay. The contractors now know that, look, there will be implementation, there will be follow-up, your monies will come, there's going to be accountability. I think it's a good one.
Chooks, come to you.
Yes, I want Chooks to come from you, because Chooks was writing.
Can we try and leave this life of legalizing inefficiency? Because this is serious government inefficiency. Typical example, budget comes, submission starts early in the year, October, November, December. We now see rush in getting into the National Assembly. Rush in bringing it up. Presidents come defend his budget. And the budget is passed maybe a night before first New Year. That's what we're trying to.
Many times always passed a week after New Year.
Okay. Thank you very much. What happens from January till August? Then once it's August, September, we now start seeing money coming out from government for a budget that was passed in January. These are things that are wrong. Let's fix the problem and stop looking for solutions to solve our inefficiencies. It's called budget for a reason. These are projects that we are going to execute. For this particular project, how many times have we seen projects that have been executed and given a timeline? That this project is going to be finished in 6 months, in 3 months, in 1 year, in 2 years. And we see that timeline and a clock, just like it's done outside this country, counting. That is how it's done outside here. If a project is given for 6 months, they put a clock, a public clock, and it's counted, everybody's seeing it.
Everybody's
and you default.
Past, yes.
You pay the penalties. In some countries, when you default, it can cost you your life. So let's leave this mentality of inefficiency and do things right. I'm not looking for cutting of corners to accommodate our. Let's not use some words here. But for the Senate passed it. Beautiful. Congratulations. So when they pass it,
this is the right chamber, like your time.
Is what? I'm wearing a sword, not just a tie.
I'm looking at a situation whereby,
Yes.
just like Chuk said, before you give out project, before you approve any project, right there during the day they are defending it, there should be some sort of an agreement. If you want to upgrade it to a law, that if this thing is not completed in so time, you refund the money. Or we could look for other fine. Maybe, yes, a fine, like you said.
Go to jail.
That would be extreme.
It's not extreme. You see, this is where we're making a mistake. This is fraud. It's fraud. You go to jail. Okay, now, Wiki was executing projects in Rivers when he was governor. By the time that project is being signed, you have your money up front. And you see him come publicly and tell you, you've been paid for this project. You can't come and tell us. You can't come and tell us and give us excuses. Because he had means of getting those funds available.
Yes.
It should be the same thing. We should stop this civil service mentality and now go forward to accommodate it. No.
And also, rolling over budgets, I'm looking at inflation also.
Yes, of course.
Is it only inflation? By the time you are rolling over things, what about matters things that are not accounted for? Tomorrow, whoever is running a lot of those companies, if the person dies, what happens? We know a lot of the companies here are not as incorporated as they are supposed to be.
Yes.
Then tomorrow, if the person's father dies and he needs to
If the
bury
company dies or the person now says that they are bankrupt, they've run into an issue.
We still have a running case with the airport. Don't forget.
Also, it also says in the story, which
Yes.
I find very interesting, the 7%, the Tinubu, President Tinubu supports 7% gross domestic growth target. Do you think that this 7% GDP growth target is realistic under this current economic pressures?
Based on where we are. Let's always look at where we are.
Yes.
And now say, okay, moving forward. Based on where we are. Now, it's sad, but we have to speak some specific truth. Most times, people don't look beyond their nose. The first thing people looking at food on the table. But beyond food on the table, can we start seeing the dividends of what reforms that are taking place? Let's start seeing them trickle down. That 7% is small. As fast as getting all these dividends trickled down, that 7% is small.
True.
So what do you think?
Okay, so like you said, I think because when they have been talking about our GDP, what they budgeted or what they estimated, we've kind of bypassed it because let's be honest, a lot of people have come in, a lot of foreign investments have come. In fact, they were saying that there was even over the foreign investment that was anticipated, and actually it had doubled compared to what they thought it was going to be.
Some of
so
them
that
are
means,
promissory
yes,
notes.
So that
We've not seen the monies yet.
That means there is more money in the system. Like
That
I
will
say,
come.
we feel it. There's more money in the system from 2024. Also, as of 2024, when this budget was being done, a price, 1 naira to $1 was about 170 something, 1,700, 1,800. Now it's 1,500. You see, there was something you said, and immediately I caught it because I have a friend that they are having an issue like that. They were awarded a contract as of 1,700 per dollar, and right now it is now 1.5. And so the company is asking them to refund, and they are like, no. So because if the naira had gone to 2,000, you will come. We, the company, will bear the brunt.
They will come for negotiation.
No, it's a private party. So that's where the argument was coming from. That we are doing 1, 2, 3 for you, and you know when the dollar price went up, you said this was what we negotiated at the table. So right about now, it means that those contractors are even going to smile home to the bank because what was in the budget was looked at, I think, about maybe 1.7, if not a 2,000, just in case the naira kept depreciating. But right now, the naira has appreciated. We are looking at 1.5. At most 1.6, even at giveaway price from Zenith, the central bank about 1.4. So it means that these contractors are going to
Central bank is not doing giveaway.
It means that these contractors, no, this is a federal project. They are going to smile home to the bank. That's one. Two, the committee was sent them when the House Senate met. The committee they met, they told them to give them to go and meet and have a week, stating how it's going to work, stating what they are up to, stating the monitoring process, of course, especially of the people at the Ministry of Work, from finance, to disbursing. Because they were very certain on the fact that, like you said, about Wiki, they were very, very clear on the fact that a lot of contractors are complaining that the reason why projects are half-baked is because funds are not disbursed on time. And that's a challenge. Why are you doing a road and I'm getting 30%? You know how expensive it is. That's a major infrastructural thing. So I think with the 7%, if according to what statistics is telling us that we have bypassed the 7% that Tinubu was even the government projected, it means that we have more monies. It means that this money should be released, and it means that all projects that are put down, because it's even for his reputation. Let's be honest, in the next 2 years, campaign is starting again. There's already a mini campaign on the ground. These are the projects that he's going to say, this is what I've done. So I just see the fact that even the lawmakers too, they want to also go back. They need to sit up. So it's not, they're not doing anybody a favor. They are doing themselves a favor by ensuring that these capital projects go well. That's my take on it, because it's important that these capital projects go well. Yes.
All right. Chooks, your final say on this. But my major question now is, we have still not, it's like we are always finding a solution to the problem instead of avoiding the problem. The problem is we are still rolling over. In fact, I mean, was it not last month we were talking about...
3 budgets.
3 budgets, thank you very much. 3 concurrent budgets, 2023, 2024, 2025. It's too much. How do we
Can you just say it is wrong?
It's wrong.
So pampering it. Can you just say it's wrong? If you don't throw away your gas cooker because it's you bought it 2, 3, 4 years ago, or your washing machine, it's the same washing machine. So what do? You just service it. So you have your list of expenditure, what you're going to be servicing it for 5 months. It's the same thing. It's not difficult. When we see a lot of these rhetorics on air, we think no, it's not. What is the government making? What is the government going to spend? What project is the government looking at? Capital expenditure. Who are government paying? Good and fine. Okay, this is everything for this year. This is how much we want to make. We project to make. This is how much we are going to spend. It's the same thing. So whether we are rolling over, rolling under, or rolling above, it doesn't count. If we didn't spend that money last year, retire it, account for it, we'll move it to next year. It's not rocket science. Why we are not disbursing on time? People should start getting penalized. This is where we are missing it.
Yes.
If my office is messing up somebody's administration in not doing their job well, fire the person. It's as simple as that.
I think
it's not difficult.
But like I said, that's why I'm going to give the lawmakers flowers for that.
Flowers. Then what happens next year? They will now go and sit and now pass another
because
for
right
4
now
years.
they have now said this particular project, good or bad, everything must end within 6 months. They are also talking about the 2025 budget
then
too,
they've set a
that
precedent.
they want to make sure that all projects for 2025 too, because they mentioned it too in the sitting, should also be completed by the end of the year, because they are also complaining that the rollovers is not looking good on them and the government. Like I said, I'm looking at the undertone of campaign.
Campaign is not our business.
No, I'm just saying.
We're not supposed to.
And let's be honest, it means that this Senate, I would not even lie, this particular House of Senate, I think they have passed a lot of good laws, and the lawmakers, they seem to be working well. Yes, I wouldn't lie. That's my opinion.
Okay.
Yes,
one
for me.
Do us a favor and lie.
Because when they started to talk about this, I was like, okay, yes, because I do have some friends or some people that run government contract jobs, and some of them, when they are done with the contract jobs, they will be so broke because when you have even completed the project, sometimes it takes almost 2 years after taking loans for your monies to be repaid. 2 years.
Swift.
These
Can we
projects
start
are
holding
running.
people accountable for not doing their jobs? And not make it look as if it's normal. It is not normal.
For that, I will not.
Let's start holding people accountable for their jobs. You can't award a contract when you don't even have the money to finance that particular project.
The money is there, so somebody takes the monies, puts it in an account, leaves it for a year to be running, puts it in a fixed deposit, so that you can make almost 20 or 30% on that money, and you will still harass the contractor for a kickback.
Are you saying something?
There was a time it was happening with salaries. In federal government, there was a time it was happening with salaries, and that is why under Buhari's tenure, they now told all parastatals that you cannot have different banks. The federal government will have just one bank and one source of disbursement, because they were noticing that you go to the bank that you like, you send teachers allocation there, or you send Ministry of Works allocation there. Ministry of Works, they are paying every month, but they get their salaries once in 3, once in 4 months. And medical too is happening, but federal government has disbursed these monies. There was a time doctors were on strike, and it was found out that the 6 months or the 8 months backlog they were owing was sitting in a particular account. It was EFCC that traced it, and the chairman in charge, or the person in charge, kept saying, "Hold on, it's going to take me 6 months for me to be able to." And people were on strike. So that's
then what happened to the person?
Well, I think he got a slap on the wrist. I have no idea.
Then tomorrow, the National Assembly will sit and pass a law for getting it done in 6 months.
Well. Quite a whole lot. Let's quickly go on a short break, and when we come back, we'll continue with the program.
The fireworks are starting.
Take Nigeria, because it's the mind that needs to first of all be rebranded.
Idris said he's going to be putting Nigerian labor, Nigeria content and materials first.
If you say Nigeria first and it is just us down here that, are pushing that agenda, it's going to be a big struggle.
Do you think Nigerian firms, Nigerian organizations should start looking at getting their staff involved in this market, or buying to keep for their staff?
Within this side, let's also learn citizen diplomacy. See something. This is Souk business landscape.
Welcome to the Africa Development Studies Center, ADSC. ADSC is an organization focused on training and research to advance sustainable development and growth in Africa. We exist to facilitate customized training, research, and study exchanges worldwide on leadership, management, and critical development issues. The center offers a platform for the exchange of ideas and best practices. Our comprehensive services encompass research, consultancy, capacity building, training, and education programs, as well as publishing and disseminating development-related knowledge. Our faculty consists of experts and researchers with extensive experience in policy formulation, implementation techniques, and monitoring and evaluation. Our methodology involves talks, individual and group exercises, games, video screenings, and discussion seminar sessions in a cozy atmosphere, making learning enjoyable for our participants. For more information, email us at info@adstudiescenter.com or call +234 912 039 2362. Visit our website at www.adstudiescenter.com to learn more about our programs and upcoming events. Africa Development Studies Center, rethinking development for Africa.
Broad Street. Broad Street, situated in Lagos Island, is steeped in Nigerian history. Once the biggest financial hub of the country, it housed the headquarters of major banks, linked the CBN, the stock exchange, and the loads of lender companies. Broad Street is a historically significant street. It has played a central role in the development of Lagos and history, an important commercial and administrative center for the British colonial authorities. It was also a home to some of the city's earliest modern buildings. Broad Street was a residential area in the pre-colonial era. With the British came the Methodist Boys High School in 1878 and the Broad Street Prison in 1882, renamed Freedom Park. The General Hospital, which was a British military hospital, was built in 1893, being the first general hospital in Nigeria. The old British Secretariat building, which is now the Federal Ministry of Justice, was built in 1906. Broad Street has seen a full turn into modern commercial office blocks, complexes, skyscrapers, and markets from the outer marina through Akpombo early into the Adeniji Adele Road. Broad Street is one of the busiest streets in Nigeria on weekdays, where commercial activities take place day and night. From modern buildings to ancient structures, this street gives one a raw dose of life in Lagos. Broad Street is often referred to as Lagos Financial District. It boasts a mix of architectural styles, reflecting its long history, colonial-era buildings, Victorian and Edwardian architectural features, alongside more modern skyscrapers and structures. Broad Street remains a vital, vibrant part of the Nigerian economy. Broad Street. Souk Enlightenment.
Afrobeats is a classic overnight success story, except it didn't happen overnight. I'm happy to be here. One of the key things about the Omniverse is that it's designed to go beyond an event and designed to be fully something that people can engage beyond the summit. The point being that Nigeria has so much to bring to the world in terms of these things, but we will be bringing fresh energy, fresh ideas, a fresh engagement, and we're obviously open to collaboration. But hip-hop, it never dies. What's the difference between Thor and Shango? Thor is approaching $50 billion in revenue. Shango's broke somewhere outside Lagos. And that's a lack of imagination on our part, okay? And they're all Nigerian. So to be seen and to be noticed is very hard if you're not in the place where all the noise is being made.
just what you need right here at Femi Wash Media. Call it the Midas Touch, and you wouldn't be wrong. Let us record, produce, mix, and master your audio like nobody does. Reach us on our contact today for the best quality job.
Take Nigeria because it's the mind that needs to first of all be rebranded.
Lawmakers said it's going to be putting Nigerian labor, Nigeria content, and materials first.
If you say Nigeria first and it is just us down here that, are pushing that agenda, it's going to be a big struggle.
Do you think Nigerian firms, Nigerian organizations should start looking at getting their staff involved in this market or buying to keep for their staff?
Within this side, let's also learn citizen diplomacy. See something. This is Souk business landscape.
Welcome back to Souk Business Landscape. Don't forget you can also watch us live on YouTube, Souk News Television. Now, let's go on to our next story. Nigeria's long-awaited high-speed rail project is close to securing full government approval, with promoters showing proof of funds for $60 billion scheme. The first phase, a 1,600-kilometer costing $55 billion, will link Lagos, Abuja, Kano, and Port Harcourt, funded by Asian Development Investment Bank. Partial operations could start within 36 months, cutting travel time, reducing emissions, and boosting economic activities along the corridor. Now, officials expect job creation, higher property values, and easier commuting between cities. Chooks.
Present.
High-speed train.
Yes, high-speed train.
Does that create any sort of fear?
No, it doesn't create any kind of fear.
High-speed train.
Yes.
Chances are, no, it's not chances. It will be powered by electricity.
And gas.
Yes.
And gas, hopefully.
Yes.
In a country whereby, let me stop there.
Things. Now, this is where
I'm going somewhere.
Things we need to address.
Yes.
We should not in any way tolerate mediocrity on this table. Now, when we leave the door, we can now watch. But on this table, no mediocrity.
Yes, we have the blue rail, we have the red rail.
That's Lagos.
So I'm looking at, it's supposed to cover Lagos, Kano, Abuja, but we already had one that was stalled. So what do you think about this new? It's a large project. It's really, but I'm also looking at the rural communities. But when we talk about train, it should benefit all. Yes, I've benefited from the Lagos-Ibadan train ride and all that. It's quite good. And thank you to President Tinubu. He gives us giveaway.
He gave you free ride?
Free ride during the Yuletide Christmas period.
Okay.
I enjoyed that. So,
free ride. Okay.
Free ride. So he does that, as a giveaway for Nigerians and all that. But we can do more of that. But what do you think about this whole initiative?
Okay. First, foremost, infrastructure is all we need in this country.
Yes.
Our deficit on that particular sector is very high, and we need to start bridging that gap as fast as possible. Now, do we want to turn our economy to something that is very vital? We need a lot of this. Now, the price tag is quite high.
Very high. Very high.
60 billion is quite high. Now, we will want to see a breakdown of this particular project, how much it's costed. We've already seen proof of fund, which means a bank wants to put their money down, which means they've seen profit.
A Chinese bank.
They have definitely, they just said Asian bank without giving us specific, but we know it's going to come from Jackie Chan's brothers.
New friends.
Yes, but now definitely they have seen profit.
Yes.
And one thing that we should note is when we take is a loan.
Yes, it's a loan. Let's be fair.
When we take funds from Chinese banks, we've seen over time, they don't just give us money, they build.
Yes.
They execute, they supply, they trade. So you've seen that all the aspects, they are profiting.
Yes.
Where are we going to latch on? Not just end users. This is what I want to start seeing. If high-speed trains are coming, in the next 4, 5, 10 years, I want to see us being able to, even if we can't make the engines here, we should start making the coaches here. So that way we know that, okay, good, we are also creating some kind of technology transfer that we can now say, okay, tomorrow, Ghana, when you're having yours, don't go to China. Come patronize us.
Yes.
Now, for the service itself, everybody can't fly.
True.
Some people have been
Like
banned
Doc says, it's for the elite.
Some people have been banned too. Let's go there. Let's break that table. Yes.
Okay, now leave those that are banding and abandoning themselves. That banding happens to those that have money. Now, a high percentage of Nigerians will be able to use this service for business and ferrying of goods. This is now where we have.
Yes.
We need our normal train service, the old gauge service, to be able to move produce, move materials, move raw materials around the country. Yes, we need this, but we should be able to say, okay, in the next 3 to 4 years, we've gotten those old lines functioning from Lagos down to Niger Republic, from Benin down to Akwa Ibom.
Yes.
From Akwa Ibom. Now, if we have that working, the farmer that is planting tomato in Kano River Basin will not be scared. He knows that by overnight he can move his tomato to Akwa Ibom.
Yes.
The person that is trucking will look for another business to do. Our roads will be safer because we have less cars flying on the road and it will last longer. These are initiatives we need to really look at. We are seeing Dangote buying 4,000 trucks to move finished product. What happened to putting those particular products on tanker and moving them overnight to where they are, to depots where they are going to? It makes the road safer. It's more cost effective for whoever is also having these industries. We need to be holistic in this, and not just seeing a particular project cashing in, taking your profit, and the government now has to start paying a whole lot over time. They should break down this 60 billion.
All right, Swifts. We need to look at this.
Yes.
$60 billion. That's. I had to do the calculation in naira. If we use 1,600, it's approximately 96 trillion, which is twice our budget.
Okay.
Are we not selling, quote unquote, Nigeria?
So for me, that's not a lot of money. For me, that's
twice our budget.
Look, forget about the budget.
Okay.
Somebody wanted, we put in some monies to repair the refineries that we are still trying to track, and that was also twice our budget. Now, what I'm happy about this project is it is realistic. You see, anytime I see Asian partnerships, I'm very happy. They are very smart people. When they are partnering with you, they know that at least 40% of the workers are coming from there, because they will tell you those are the trained hands. So your own people, for example, how many construction engineers do we have in Nigeria? Yes, our universities, how many are we training? Let's be real. I was there when they were building the Lagos train stations. I know how many Africans we used, how many supervisors were Asians. All
the laborers are Africans.
All the laborers are Africans. All the supervisors, all the people that put it together, all the people that drive, in quotes, the measure machines, all the people that do, they are Asians. In fact, there was an issue of one African guy that was driving a particular truck, them asking him to come down so that they would be the only ones to do one or two things, which had to be escalated. That look, you need to train. So the only thing I'm looking at federal government is, as this rail is being built, some of these jobs that, in quotes, these people that come in and say they are the experts on it, or the expert rates, they should train. We should start with a mini training so that whenever they leave us, our people can take over. For the rail tracks, these are projects that people will do. My dad used to tell us how they used to go from Lagos to Kano, because he schooled in Kano by night at train, and by the next morning they're already in Kano. Things were safer. You talked about petroleum products. If this train line starts working and is effective, of course we'll be able to move petroleum products, we'll be able to move food, we'll be able to move human capital.
The old train line, not with high speed.
Not with high speed, yeah, that would be too
In our foreign, that's where we are trying to go. If you notice this administration,
baby steps.
I'm telling you, not forget baby steps. What are we looking at? We are looking at global world standard. That's why we did not build the regular train.
But you said our country is peculiar.
We agree.
Okay.
But if you notice these new projects we are looking at, there was something that I think the Minister of Works said. He said they are looking at projects that in the next 20 years are still relevant. So if you look at the projects that this administration is working on, they are working on projects that in the next 20 years, the train services are still relevant. It's one of the things that Goodluck Jonathan's government was bashed for. I was listening to the fact that the Lagos to Ibadan train service costs so much to build, and those services, they are no more world standard. Nobody uses those kind of train lines again. They were built without cameras, which is not world standard. At that time when they were being built, everywhere in the world, you already had city footage, cameras on the train, cameras outside the train, so that even when there's banditry and all that, because of security insurgencies, you can see. So this point in time, the federal government is building projects that are going to last the test of time for the next 20 years, which is a good one. If they are using fast trains to carry products like gas, oil, food in China, in America, why can't we not do it in Nigeria? That's why we are spending so much money on this project. Like I said, it's a good project. It's a good one. You said something about employment. Yes, key. More trainings, key. We are looking at universities at this point. We are looking at internships, people, rural development, like you said, because there will be quite some stops. And one thing about the Nigerian Railway Corporation, I've realized that they don't make their bus stops at places that are too central. They make it at places that are better. So the rural stops are important. Project for me, fantastic one. Execution is my fear. Will it be properly executed? We will have that time. So it's a good one.
Okay, we are going to continue this particular train conversation, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Let's go on a short break.
Take Nigeria because it's the mind that needs to first of all be rebranded.
Idris said he's going to be putting Nigerian labor, Nigeria content and materials first.
If you say Nigeria first and it is just us down here that, are pushing that agenda, it's going to be a big struggle.
Do you think Nigerian firms, Nigerian organizations should start looking at getting their staff involved in this market or buying to keep for their staff?
Within this side, let's also learn citizen diplomacy. See something. This is Souk business landscape.
At the Africa Development Studies Center, ADSC, we are committed to driving sustainable growth and development across Africa through innovative training and research. Our mission: empowering leaders, policymakers, and professionals with the tools they need to create lasting change. With customized training, dynamic research programs, and study exchanges on leadership, management, and other critical development topics, ADSC offers a platform for exchanging cutting-edge ideas and global best practices. We provide comprehensive services in research and consultancy, capacity building and training, education programs, publishing, and knowledge sharing. Our esteemed faculty, composed of seasoned experts and researchers, ensures a learning experience that is insightful and practical. We specialize in policy development, implementation strategies, monitoring, and evaluation. At ADSC, learning is engaging and enjoyable. Our unique methodology includes talks, interactive exercises, games, video screenings, and lively seminar discussions, all in a comfortable and friendly environment. Ready to make an impact? For more information, email us at info@adstudycenter.com or call +234 912 439 2362. Visit us today at www.adstudycenter.com to explore our programs and upcoming events. Africa Development Studies Center, rethinking development for Africa.
Hello Nigeria, hello Africa. Yeah, this is Sound Man. Keep watching Souk News.
My name is Babalola from Excel LED. Keep watching Souk News.
My name is Shepherd Michael Adewale Onofuye. I enjoy you all to always watch Souk News TV.
Hi, I'm Tom Bogaballs, and please keep watching Souk News.
Wale Seriki, SLG Lagos Island East. Souk News, keep out watching them and keep a lookout for them. They're up and coming, and we're proudly to be affiliated with them.
You alone where they make me go crazy. This your love in the cool of my brain. You're my medicine, I need you all day. Yo, it's Blackface Nigeria and you're watching SouqnewsTV. Keep it locked on this dial, don't change it. You know what I say? Blackface Nigeria, love on the bad.
Anthony Onyemaechi Elumelu was born on the 22nd of March 1963 in Jos, North Central Nigeria, to Susanna Dominic Elumelu, originally from Delta State. Tony earned a degree in economics from Ambrose Ali University, where he laid the foundation for his future career, and then furthered his education at the University of Lagos, where he obtained a master's degree in economics. His academic journey also includes attending the Harvard Business School, where he completed the Owner of President Management program, equipping him with advanced business management skills. Tony currently serves as the chairman of Heirs Holdings, Transcorp, and United Bank for Africa, UBA, demonstrating his significant influence in the banking and investment sector. He founded the Tony Elumelu Foundation, which aims to empower African entrepreneurs through comprehensive training, mentorships, and funding opportunities. In addition to his professional achievements, he's also a family man, married to Dr. Adele Vivian Elumelu, and together they have 7 children. In 2020, his efforts were acknowledged when he was named one of Time's 100 most influential people in the world. Anthony Elumelu's net worth is estimated to be around $700 million, a testament to his successful ventures and strategic investments. Elumelu continues to be a driving force in the business world, advocating for sustainable economic growth and empowering the next generation of African entrepreneurs.
Augmented reality, AR, is a technology that merges computer-generated images with the user's real-world view, creating a composite experience. This interactive experience integrates various sensory modalities, such as things you can see, hear, and even feel, making the experience interactive and immersive.
Take Nigeria because it's the mind that needs to first of all be rebranded.
He said he's going to be putting Nigerian labor, Nigeria content, and materials first.
If you say Nigeria first and it is just us down here that, are pushing that agenda, it's going to be a big struggle.
Do you think Nigerian firms, Nigerian organizations should start looking at getting their staff involved in this market or buying to keep for their staff?
Within this side, let's also learn citizen diplomacy. See something. This is Souk business landscape.
Welcome back to Souk Business Landscape. We're still looking at the $60 billion rail project. Now, Chooks, let me come to you. What safeguard? Because when you look at this kind of project, it's huge, and corruption is around the corridor. What safeguard or measures will be put in place to ensure transparency from the approval to execution and even debt servicing?
Now, some people came up with this particular project and pitched it to government. Now, they've also come up and said, okay, hey, government, don't worry, there's proof of funds. They've gone ahead and everybody within government, outside government have put their heads together and said, good, this is the project. This is where the fund is going to come from. Then the next thing we are looking at is, okay, these are the areas where this particular project is going to pass through, who is going to service and all that. Now, it's left for me, you, and every other Nigerian to put their nose and eye down. We don't ask questions enough as a people. We look at government as their thing, their time, their turn, which is wrong. Because we are all going to pay for this. Whichever bank, or it's not just going to be one, it's a consortium of banks, that this money is going to come from, they will come for their money when they are done, and with interest. And we will pay. So we must ask questions. We must put our eyes down. We must follow the execution of the project. Give us a timeline. How long is it going to take?
They said 36 months for partial operations.
36 months.
That's about 3 years, or thereabout.
3 years to be precise. 36, 3 years. Now, are we going to have a case where we are going to be dependent on Asia after execution? These are questions we should start asking ourselves. How long are they going to transfer to us after execution? To what extent are we going to have people that are able to carry out this particular project before, during, and after execution? So we need to ask, we have to be very involved, and not just government doing one project and at the end of the day is there. We have to take ownership of it.
Very involved. So Swift, coming to you, you expressed fears about the aspect of job creation, talking about how they would probably fill up some key and leave the menial jobs to Nigerians. How do we... Now, you are a fan of the Red Chambers. So how would you get your...
My people in the Senate.
Fellow
senators.
To,
yes.
say this?
That's why I said, like he said, these conversations, we should not just be excited about these private proposals, private partnerships with government to build infrastructure. We should also be key into what is the nitty-gritty about these proposals. And Nigerians should insist, we should talk about it. We too, we should train beforehand. There was something doctor raised. I remember when I was growing up, I was in Warri for a bit. The PTF. You knew that if you were an engineering student and you were interested in working with your hands, either in the military, in the oil rigs, you had to do a 6 months to a 2-year PTI training. It was a standard thing. Nowadays, I've not been to PTI in years. There was a time there was issues, they were trying to close it down. Are they still training? This is where, and it's not only in Nigeria, it's all over the world. I was listening to some entrepreneur in the UK saying a company was asking him that they needed over 200 artisans, mechanics, and it was hard because everybody is into AI and tech now, and everybody wants to be an influencer. So the truth is, projects like this would remind our youth that they need to be trained. It will remind our universities that they need to be trained. Partnerships should be monitored, but good or bad, overall, investment, capital projects are always good for the market. From rural areas opening up to finance coming in, even if they decide to handle this partnership because it's a private company being bankrolled by an Asian bank, then with federal government, even if they decide to take over the sales of the tickets on the train, I'm fine with it because guess what? They will maintain their trains. I know how many times people have to fight people, but there was a man that raised an issue in a BLT the last time I was in. Somebody threw something. I said, you don't do that. Because then we will always enter the BRT, and he was fighting, and somebody said, what's your business? And I said, he's right. So if they are maintaining these trains, I think it will go a longer and a better way. So I'm happy about it. That's my opinion.
Chooks, lastly, how will this benefit the private sector? How would it benefit not just big corporations, but SMEs?
Logistics. It takes a lot of the expense you spend and money and time. Now, if you're able to collapse this, you cut your spending by over 50%.
Wow.
I don't need to wait to freight goods from Lagos, let's say, to Kano, and it's taking me 2-3 days for that much when I can get it done in a matter of hours and lesser cost. And depending on the other end.
Let me stop you there. You said lesser cost.
Oh,
are we sure?
Definitely.
Are we sure this will be cost effective?
Yes, it will. Definitely it will. Typical example now. If you are, let's take flight out of it.
Yes.
If you are flying to Kano, that's well over 200,000 naira. If you are entering,
even Port Harcourt is about 250.
Okay. So the elite are talking now. If you are,
I'm fighting.
If you are taking any of these buses, these major transports, you are spending about 30-something, 40-something thousand naira. But if you are going by rail, give and take, it will be more than 10,000 naira.
No, or maybe 20. Because I hear to Jos, I was having a conversation with somebody, and they were saying to Jos about 180 by these big buses, like this. I don't want to call the name luxurious buses. Yes, in fact,
100K
and 80. In fact, the guy had to ask him again, like, repeat, did you say 60,000? Because somebody was going to serve. And they were like smaller buses at this certain amount. This is this. He said, but those particular luxurious buses, they settle on the road. So they are not being attacked. It's a new system. So they have...
They settle.
They settle. So the bandits don't attack them.
I don't understand. Okay, let's.
There's another train, so they are safer.
Okay.
In quote.
Okay, so for businesses, this will go a long way to reduce production, shipment timing, and also cost of doing business. Then for localities along this corridor, it's easy for them to be able to move packaged goods around and less dependent on trucks, knowing fully well that the truck is going to spend 4 or 5 days before it gets to a particular location. If they are perishable goods, then you have trouble in your hands. And less attacks on
major roads.
We want to see security.
You said less attack.
Yeah, less attack.
Remember the fresh Kano. Let's move on.
We also want to see security improve, but the major issue here is ownership. We need to see this project as our own. Then we will protect it.
Well said. Let's quickly move on to our next story for today. Nigeria's CNG initiative has drawn over $980 million in 18 months. Chief Executive Officer Michael Oluwagbemi said in Abuja, firms like BOA and Nigerian Bottling Company invested over 720 billion naira, pushing CNG vehicles from 4,000 to about 100,000, saving users up to 90% on fuel. Now, Oluwagbemi urged measures to stop CNG diversion to power plants. The House of Representatives promised laws to secure supply, while Portland Gas launched a hub for conversion, refueling, training, and LPG sales. NNPC is speeding up the Ajaokuta-Kaduna-Kano pipeline with a goal to end CNG station queues in 2 years. Chooks, CNG, we've been talking about CNG, even Dangote invested in CNG. When will we start to see benefits? No, before benefits, when we actually start to see this phase where we are actually seeing, have you seen CNG buses? How many?
Yes,
have you seen?
Several.
I think I've seen just probably one or two.
Several. When this administration came on board and that first day, subsidy died.
Gone.
And that same day, the cost of transportation skyrocketed.
Yes.
It disappeared. Okay. We're now chasing the cost of transportation to see if it could be fair enough to just let's have a shake of hands. Now, then solutions were being sought. Initially, these were solutions that should have been thought of before, but we are where we are right now. So now, for the CNG conversion and the government initiative on CNG, gradually it started picking up. Government had to do a lot of subsidy, bring down the cost of conversion for those that wanted to convert. Then we now started having issues of, okay, even if you convert at the end of the day, where are you going to get this particular gas to constantly refill? Information was not readily available. And the cost of conversion itself, too, was quite high. The ordinary person does not have 500 to 1 million naira to convert car to. You just let people buy the fuel, the PMS, and the diesel, what we were buying it. But now we're seeing gradually private initiatives are coming in. But now we also need to see more of this subsidy on this conversion kits. And rate of conversion also, not just at government level. Government needs to start telling wherever these kits are coming from, let's go beyond buying. Come down this way.
Yes.
And start making this conversion kit. Make it cheaper. Let people be able to access it. We've started seeing private companies get into this particular space to either buying CNG products directly. Dangote took 7,000 trucks. I heard he's making it up to 8,000 trucks, all CNG trucks. Good and fine. That means we need more stations to be able to pump products into them to power them. Coca-Cola, BOA. Now, these are companies. At the end of the day, me, you, and Baba Benji, we need to be able to assess this kit if we want to convert our own. So how are we going to see cheaper conversions that the people can directly use, because it's cheaper using CNG gases to power the vehicles. How safe, we are still looking at it, but it's not been problematic thus far.
Swift, coming to you. Oluwagbemi also urged measures to stop CNG diversion to power plants, which means that's another problem we have on our hands. How do we mitigate this?
CNG diversions to power plants. Well, I would say, to be honest, like he said, we are still afraid of the security concerns about the CNG. That's the regular man. But other people, like bigger companies like the Dangote buying, is easing a lot of people's minds. I remember there was a day I entered a bus with a CNG and I prayed till I got to my destination, because I had been told that if there's an accident, it explodes. Now, this is, I'm educated. I'm supposed to know. I had read online, it's a different thing, but people don't talk and say, man, if anything happens, go, you go.
I think it's, if the combustion is not done properly.
Forget that.
If it's not done properly.
So that fear is there. It's in our hearts. It's registered in our hearts. And like he said, the cost too is not it's not so people pocket friendly, because why am I putting in 500,000 to convert a car when I can just hustle the 500,000 for the next 4 months and fuel my car to work? So I'm thinking about, okay, the long term, is it really important? There was a time government was doing subsidy on the CNG conversion. I think they should start again. They were doing about 100, 120 per car. I think if they do that, it can work. Now, for the number of people that are investing, I think the minister said something about starting new stations at Kubwa and a lot of other areas for easy accessibility of the CNG. It's fantastic. If you actually look at it, this is what the world is embracing. And if you look at the investments, the fact that a lot of international companies and local companies are ready to put their monies on ground, it's not beans to raise 90 million or 900 billion. That's a lot of money. So it just shows that Nigeria, it's time for us to advance. It's time for us to move to the next level, and CNG is the next thing. That's what I feel.
All right, Chooks, coming to you lastly. How can Nigeria meet this rise in CNG demands without also hurting the power sector? Because we still have them there. We still have a lot of issues there.
We have a gas plan.
Okay.
And this gas plan is supposed to do better than crude.
Yes.
Now, executing that gas plan is where we are having issues. Because if we execute directly well, by now we won't be having this conversation we are having right now. Now, for power plants, if we say we need development, we need industrialization, the power plants are the first point of call, because your development is directly proportional to the power you generate.
Yes.
So they must get gas. It's now left on us to explore more, produce more, and now pump more. We have the gas pipeline that is still under construction. Some are done already. We need to keep that gas flowing. We have it. We are having an issue where investment into that particular sector has majorly been government driven, government pushed. Unlike what you have in the crude sector, that you have international organizations did most of it. Now we're having Nigerian companies. But now, foreign bodies have started realizing that Nigeria is waking up, Africa is waking up. So a lot of these particular initiations are benefiting Africa and the host country first, unlike what happened in the crude race, where they come with their money, pack your and go, then tell you, okay, we'll give you this percent, we'll not get into some kind of partnerships. So we need to start driving that particular project, that initiative. Where are we going to get more investment into gas? How do we get this gas to circulate to power plants that need it? Right now there is no gas in Mambila Plateau, but we have a power plant there, and they must get gas.
Even the new
there is in Ondo.
Yes, he's waiting for that.
They are delegates. They must get gas. There is Gereku. They must get gas. Now, getting the gas is one issue. Then distribution is another issue. But that is a different kettle of fish. We must produce. We must get those pipelines working. We don't have a choice in that one.
All right, let's move on to the next story for today. Lawmakers are investigating the 1.06 trillion naira NG Cares program after complaints that its benefits are not reaching the vulnerable Nigerians. Now, the scheme, fully funded by the federal government, is meant to support citizens through social transfers and also small business grants. Now, Committee Chair Abubakar Kusada warned states could be named publicly if they fail to justify spending amid concerns of misappropriation, inflated claims, or diversion of funds. Chooks. Why?
Swift.
No, I'm saying the best for Swift.
No, he wants to look for my trouble.
I'm going to grill Swift on this one.
I'm from the red chamber right now. You need to look.
Those in the red chamber, their hands are neck deep in this particular issue.
Let me tell you something.
So, Chooks, why this is for the most vulnerable?
Okay.
Why are they not benefiting? It's a whole lot of money.
Okay, it's a whole lot of money. Can we also tell ourselves some basic thing that these are social interventions and a lot of this money came in as loans? Loans from IMF, World Bank. And they are converted as social interventions, which means government is not making a dime out of them. We're going to end up paying. In the first place, I, for one, am not in support of this.
No, I think this was supposed to cushion the effect of fuel subsidy removal.
After how many years? Okay, now, let's start looking at this issue. We've had somebody from the Ministry of Interior, and there's one other ministry that is close to this, and we know the names that they got sacked.
Yes, we will not go into that.
See, this is where we are having problem. Now the chairman Abubakar and Co is saying we could name names. What are you saying we could? Why should could be coming into it? You take monies and you don't put them in what they are meant for. At the end of the day, we will have names and names of people that, in quote, have benefited, but these monies were not spent there. Those in the red chambers, those in local government who submit names of those that should benefit. These are government interventions. It will go to some particular localities. So is it only in the north that will have people that are poor? Don't have people that are poor in Aguleri? Is it only in the west that will have people that are doing small business? Don't you have people that are doing small business in Benue? So how are we going to justify these freebies? That is what it is. So what stops them from also sending the money to me? I don't need it. I don't know if you understand. So we need to stop this kind of policy. It's not helping us. If we are doing a social intervention, make it open. Who exactly should fall within the range of getting this intervention? And let's have a way of tracking and know that Adama in Adamawa got this. Somebody in Ondo village got this. And not the people within the ministry telling us how they spend the money. No, let's know who got this money. During the COVID, we saw the number and names of people that got COVID intervention. Even the big companies, as big as Dangote. The same thing happened in the US. And even names of those within both the red chambers in the US and their blue-black chambers. So we should start seeing a lot of transparency on this and not seeing government money as
our money.
So, coming to you.
Yes, boss.
This is a whole lot to even start unbundling. I mean, 1.06 trillion naira.
That's $696 million.
So,
loan.
Oh, well,
Thank
yes.
you very much.
No, we are not afraid of loan in Africa, especially
we love taking
in Nigeria.
loans.
We love it. Because what's the worst that will happen? Bad debt.
It doesn't happen anymore.
All right, so now coming to this.
Yes.
It's a whole lot. So let me start off. Did you get the 50,000 naira transfer at that time?
did you get?
I did. So.
Wait, if you did not get, how will we get? I was question asking.
You're closer to the corridors of.
Sorry, please. She doesn't know 50,000.
Because I'm very red. I'm very red. Okay, so
where do we even start now investigating this? Now they are saying they don't want to name states. You don't even need to name states.
No, he said they may start to name states.
You don't even need to name states. Call the EFCC, call the anti-graft agencies.
How many things can EFCC chase? So you see, I think first of all, I would tell you that the intervention, where the problem came from, was the way the intervention was carried out. It was gone around, to me, the wrong way. Instead of saying you want to disburse monies to people, let us see capital projects. Okay. So I build a sewing hub. You walk in there, you get training. Maybe let's say in Lagos, it's in Ikeja, there are 500 machines. You walk in there, you get training. If you pick up properly, by the time you are done with your 6 months, a sewing machine is given to you. To me, that is intervention, because the government already saw what happened to the rice. Every month, they were disposing bags of rice, and people were stopping it. The ones that were coming to the south, they were stopping at Lokoja, and people were repacking the bags and selling, even twice the price. It even got to a stage they had to start arresting people that had started warehousing for rice. Now, it's just simple math. If you say you want to send money to people, how do you stop other people from sending? During COVID, an office, a friend of mine, they were going to a media office, and suddenly their boss calls them that, all of you, head to a particular office or something, and they went there. And they said, yeah, sign. They signed. Stop your ID card, they dropped. Drop your NIN, they dropped. They didn't know what was happening. And they gave them 10,000 naira. And they were so happy. In fact, they were kneeling down, they were thanking the people. And then one of the guys in the place, East, and told them that you just signed 100,000 naira. That was the COVID fund. Wow. So the Oga plus the person plus whoever they were, they went out, they signed, and maybe the Oga got a kickback of a 20,000. I don't know how they shared it, but this is telling you that even, and their names, so tomorrow when they list the names of people that got, because he came to me and said, I've gotten COVID, and I said, hey, please, I was begging. I said, let me go. He said, is this place? He said, you have to carry it. I said, I have. You have this for 10,000 naira. If I was ready to go, I said, at least let me get something out of it. That's to tell you how tough things were at that point in time, because our salaries were slashed. I think, was it 30% where I was working? So you are not looking at the fact that these monies are being disbursed. Like he said, there should be transparency. I feel I need money. My name is this is my ID. As soon as it comes, I should make a video on social media, the same social media, and post and say, thank you, I am a beneficiary of this fund. I should be able to send the screenshot of what I've received, or they should be able to, the finance part of the government should be able to find out what was sent to me. Was it the 100,000? Was it the 50,000 supposed to be disbursed? Because even the poor people in the north that they said they were giving, a lot of them at the end said it was 5,000, it was 3,000. For one lady said she was giving 2,000 twice, and it was recorded as 50,000 naira, which is sad. So it's just, when these monies are being, when federal government is rolling out these initiatives, every time I just see 2 or 3 big people somewhere laughing and saying, oh, our money is coming, because there's no proper implementation, which it boils down to the fact that there should be transparency. We should take full advantage of social media, and we should implement, and I think it will be good. Is it a good initiative from the government? Yes. But because of the peculiarity of our system, don't give out cash to anybody. Do projects. Start mechanic workshops. When they are done, give them basic things. Start electrical shops. When they are done, give them a startup. Follow them up for the next 3 months. That's how this poverty alleviation money should be spent. Not saying, that you are giving 50,000, 30,000 via accounts. It doesn't work.
I remember a particular governor who gave wheelbarrows to its citizens.
They could push their families around.
Program. I want to see how far they've got. But Chooks, coming to you, do you think this...
Chooks and his red tie.
Chooks,
Yes.
do you think this should be, should states be bypassed, or states given some form of access to be able to monitor these social interventions? Instead of sending it directly to the account of the beneficiaries, should states handle it, maybe through local governments, or so that it gets down to the right people and it's not diverted or whatnot?
Yet now, for everyone, every locality is in a state and a local government. So I think from their own perspective, they shared it amongst certain states, if not all the states. And they must have sent that money to the coordinators or whoever was handling it in those states. Should it go directly to state? That question will keep asking. But I don't believe in handouts in the first place. Just like Swift said, I prefer somebody going and acquiring a skill, a knowledge, and being able to feed themselves, because how long are you going to keep handing out? So if there is a place where even if you don't train, you can go there and work for the next 4 or 5 months. Get your own clothes. Let people patronize you. Go there and go and sew it.
What if I don't want to sew?
If you don't want to sew,
I have other ideas.
Then good and fine. Their governor will give them wheelbarrow. They'll go and push. They'll go and push something. So just the way we see things done internationally, anybody that gets a government intervention, there is a database. You can see it. If 1 million people are serviced in Idumota, you see the 1 million people. You can assess, okay, Chikodi from shop number 2 got 6 million. Just that way we saw that COVID intervention. Let's also see when it comes to human beings that you give handouts to. Definitely, are we going to have people that government will need to give handouts to? Yes, but it's not a general thing. Let's not sell this narrative of, don't worry, wait, there is a Father Christmas somewhere that's going to make everything right, and we'll refuse to work. That's where we have problems.
All right, so we'll quickly go on a short break right now, and when we come back, we'll continue with the program.
Take Nigeria because it's the mind that needs to first of all be rebranded.
Literally said is going to be putting Nigerian labor, Nigeria content and materials first.
If you say Nigeria first and it is just us down here that, you know, are pushing that agenda, it's going to be a big struggle.
Do you think Nigerian firms, Nigerian organizations should start looking at getting their staff involved in this market or buying to keep for their staff?
Within this side, let's also learn citizen diplomacy. See something. This is Souk business landscape.
For more than a century, Zambia has stood as a prominent figure in the mining sector, particularly renowned for its copper production, which remains a cornerstone of the nation's economy. Accounting for 3/4 of the country's export earnings, mining plays a pivotal role in Zambia's economic landscape. The focal point of this mining activity is the Copper Belt province, home to major copper mines like Lumwana and Konkola, alongside Sentinel in the northwestern province. These mines, operated by renowned international firms such as Barrick and Vendetta Resources, hold majority foreign ownership, with Zambia Consolidated Copper Mine Investment Holdings retaining minority stakes. Smaller mines in the Copper Belt region, backed by investors from countries like China, Brazil, and South Africa, contribute to Zambia's diversified mining landscape. However, the country's mining sector faces various challenges, hindering the potential growth trajectory. Fiscal policies introduced by the government, including royalty increases, the taxation policies, have negatively impacted mining profitability. Also, price volatility in global markets, infrastructural deficiencies like inadequate transportation networks, power shortages, and an uncertain regulatory environment further increases the sector's challenges. Moreover, labor disputes, safety concerns, and geopolitical risks stemming from political instability poses additional hurdles to Zambia's mining sector. To propel the nation towards its 3 million tons copper production goal, strategic measures are crucial, and these include leveraging digital technology through partnerships with AI and machine learning firms to enhance sector's efficiency and investment, stable policy framework in order to attract and retain investment, and provision of a conducive regulatory environment. Infrastructure strengthening supported by donor funding and concessional financing can also alleviate critical constraints such as transportation and power shortages. More so, environmental conservation is vital for sustainable development. Hence, mining companies must provide government-approved environmental management plans, prioritize durable equipment, and proper waste disposal techniques to minimize environmental degradation. Giving copper's expected dominance in Zambia's exports, maintaining its position as Africa's economic hub demands a concerted effort. Israel Adeyemi, Souk News.
Take Nigeria because it's the mind that needs to first of all be rebranded.
Idris said he's going to be putting Nigerian labor, Nigeria content and materials first.
If you say Nigeria first and it is just us down here that, are pushing that agenda, it's going to be a big struggle.
Do you think Nigerian firms, Nigerian organizations should start looking at getting their staff involved in this market or buying to keep for their staff?
Within this side, let's also learn citizen diplomacy. See something. This is Souk business landscape.
Welcome back to Souk Business Landscape. Let's talk business, economy, and development. To the next story. The United States has approved a potential $346 million sale of munitions, precision bombs, and rockets to Nigeria to strengthen its counter-terrorism and security operation. Now, the deal includes training, equipment, and support for operational readiness. Washington says the move underscores its commitment to security cooperation as Nigeria battles insurgency and instability. Chooks, let me start with you. It's a whole lot. So what measures will Nigeria take to ensure, first of all, now, these ammunitions, this whatnot, is to counter terrorism. And we've seen whereby sometimes these ammunitions are brought in and used for political whatnot. How do we even ensure that, first of all? Because when you talk about ammunitions, there's this fear of it getting into the wrong hands. Of course, it has gotten into the wrong hands. That's why these terrorists have rocket launchers and whatnot. So how do we even ensure? Then again, I also remember the Tucano jets. The Tucano jets, I think we ordered 3 of them that were supposed to
be delivered.
I think 2 were delivered. I don't know how about the 3rd one. How do we even ensure that this would go into the right use and it will actually eradicate, let's not say bring it down, eradicate terrorism?
Okay. Access to arms, munitions, and code does not eradicate. It's the willpower to fight. And push them away. Now, if we see what the US is playing here, they are playing a political game. Some time ago, these
are the guys that said that just tariffed us. Let's go.
Of course, it's a political game. It's a geopolitical game. Some time ago, they said they didn't want to sell stuff to us. Now they are selling to us because they know that it's interest. They are trying to protect their own interest too. So do they want you as a partner? Yes, they want you as a partner. So what do? They try to hit you right to dance to their tune. They know BRICS is there. They don't want you going to source from Russia or source from India or source from China, knowing fully whether that market will be happy to collect and service you. So they will tell you, okay, no matter what the quarrel is, once it gets to this side, even if they said no before, they will oblige a bit. Now, for our own security and for the military, it's a good one for them. Before now, precision weapons are things that are alien this way. We don't get to hear about that. But if we can start having access to them, then that is good. Then training is another thing. If we can also get availed to that from the US, that is also good. Now, our ability to really have the willpower to go all out and push insurgency away from us is what we should start asking questions on. And it's not just Nigeria. It has to be us and everyone surrounding us. Because if we push them away here, they go to the next country. And from there, they can launch whatever they want to do. So it has to be a collaborative effort. And I think we should start asking is, dear Western countries, how are your weapons getting into those people's hands? Somebody somewhere is selling to them. So we should stand and ask those questions. and hold them accountable to it. They are not manufacturing, it's not falling from heaven. So somebody somewhere is supplying them those things. So if we can start holding them accountable and do our own bit, then we'll be able to fight insurgency. Yes, the military can do it. It's not rocket science.
All right.
Before you ask any questions, let me sit on this table too. So when I read the article, I laughed because I expected it. In January, China had promised Nigeria that China and Nigeria had actually signed a mini pact of training of military persons, about 7,000 people, and they are actually planning, or they are working with the military now, because President Tinubu has signed into law order and order again, which had been stopped. Our Nigerian military is now going to start making weapons again. You know, we're making AK-47s back in the day during the Civil War. We're making our weapons, but all that, due to some administration and intentionality, it was stopped. So right now, the Nigerian military is now training military officers to assemble weapons, get locally weapons. They are working with the steel companies, and they are going to start fabricating our own weapons. In fact, I was listening to one of the Minister of Defense where he was talking about the fact that they're even looking at drone technology, they're working on AI, they're working on this. And China is partnering. I heard Russia is partnering. I heard about 15 ammunition companies are coming into Nigeria to partner. In fact, I was shocked to discover that our Nigerian military are one of the people that make one of the best power surges. And they say, I was like, oh, this is going on in the barracks. And they were like, yes, and they have a facility where they sell this. Now, what's the plan? US has seen that we are tilting towards Russia, China, because they said they weren't going to give us weapons to fight Boko Haram. So President Donald Trump understands that if we tilt too much towards, I see it as a political play. I don't see it as any other thing. I don't see that they care about us. If we tilt too much towards these people, and we eventually, face out the terrorists, the Boko Haram, whatever, it means that our allegiance will be more towards the people who helped us. Now, we are looking at Nigeria standing on our own 2 feet. If we can start, constructing a bit of weaponry, they are looking at even making as much as 2 armored tanks.
We're doing that already.
That, the very full functional grade 1 armored tanks, not just the ones that are struggling and are,
we're still doing that
and are going off in the middle of Sambisa. There was a time they were going off there. And so, if we can accomplish that without the US, it just means that the US will be in a lot of trouble. And for now, one of the ways the US makes their monies is from ammunition. They're one of the highest ammunition makers in the world, and they always make a conscious effort to form their giving aid or their supporting. So they just looked at the fact that Nigeria seems to be running to the next level. We have officially signed. Tinubu is trying to tackle that bottleneck, because that's one of the things that was upsetting the military officers. We have trained engineers, we have trained weapon experts, and they have been sitting down doing nothing, because some people decided that out of politics to be importing weapons into the country and not using our foot soldiers to design weapons that are good enough for us, that we need, not just foreign weapons right now. So US just has to jump on board. I see them as jumping on board. In fact, if I was Nigeria, I would withdraw. I wouldn't be too excited to take what they are offering.
But don't you think importing weapons into the country was what got us into this insurgent mess?
That's what I'm saying. Right now, we are working on now building our weapons. Suddenly, they want to start to give us weapons again. Don't you understand? They are trying to kill this our local industry. That's where my take is. But I may be wrong. They are just, to me, they are just trying to sort it, kill it, because in fact, when they did the interviews, they were showing where a lot of military officers were happy. Like, look, we can now do our job. This is what we were employed for. Not just sitting around the barracks and, reassembling weapons that are imported. We can now start to make weapons that suit us from the onset. Now, they are suddenly wanting to bring in grade 1 weapons, which, of course, will be better than whatever we're going to make. It's just a way of slowing down, to me. That's already kicking up.
Right. So this brings me to my main question now. Could this foreign or any foreign military support, doesn't it risk deepening Nigeria's external dependence on
external dependence? We are not talking about debt. You know how much we are paying?
Yes. But this also means we are still depending on foreign powers.
And that's the whole idea now. We are that child that doesn't
have...
That's
why I like your first submission about we manufacturing these weapons here locally. I mean, this is $364 million. If it's invested, $1 million, if it's invested in Nigeria.
Looking at people, capacity, equipment, infrastructure, come on. The barracks, if you even just take one area in Edo State, that even the Edo Road, that is Lagos Benin Express Road, those sites that are not doing anything, and you turn 300 acres into a military zone where weapons are being made. Do you know how many people will be employed there if you just invest that money? So we are still on the receiving side. That's the truth. We are still a baby nation. So we need to embrace senior brothers handouts sometimes. I know you are looking at me. What do you have to say, Chooks?
All right, so Chooks, now on a long term, will this strengthen Nigeria's long-term security capacity? And of course, geopolitics. How would this place Nigeria in Africa?
How will it place Nigeria in Africa? We are going to buy somebody's product. So it doesn't matter what they use that product for. At the end of the day, it's somebody else's product. So we'll sell to you, come and we'll sell to you. If we really want to make impact, just like Swift said, we need to take local production serious. We need to get into partnerships that want us to develop.
Yes.
Not partnership that want us to be dependent. We are not Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia can buy off all their arms from the US because they say, okay, good, let's shift this particular sector to you, whereas you shift your oil to us. So we've not gotten to that particular stage where we can negotiate based on that level. So we need to be able to see DICON, all those military facilities that used to work before. We want to start seeing them work again.
Yes.
Now, for technologies that we don't have, let's follow what China did. They stole it.
We don't steal.
Hello? Come again?
We don't steal.
Okay.
Yes, there's no original idea under the sun.
Let's get there. Now, a lot of the Cold War you saw happen between Russia and the US. It's all about technology stealing, transfer. They were all stealing from each other.
Yes.
So we need to get to that place where we start acquiring this particular technology and get our Security Act serious. Our African brothers don't need to go outside Africa to source materials to defend themselves. We are big enough to supply them. So we should start looking and thinking towards that aspect.
All right, let's move into the next story. This is the capital market. Now, the Nigerian Exchange Group gained for the 11th week with an all-share index up to 3.18% to 145,755 punts and value at 92.2 trillion naira. Insurance stocks surged 41% after the Naira 2024 law was signed, led by Mutual Benefit, now ICO, and Royal Exchange. The law raises capital requirements, enforces more compulsory policies, speeds product approvals, and allows a regulated foreign participation. Now, analysts say the reforms will attract investment, drive innovation, and grow insurance coverage nationwide. Chooks, what are your thoughts about this? Anytime we come into the capital market, it seems like the insurance company are the ones really...
Yet, kudos to them. They are the darling daughters that everybody wants to get married to right now. So they are smiling left, right, center, thanks to the new act and all that. Which is just a matter of time. It's going to be a criminal offense if you don't have insurance. It's just a matter of time. So those companies right now, it's where you need to start investing because their shares, for some particular ones, their shares rose as much as 58% in a matter of hours. And they'll keep doing better. So the insurance companies are up there now. So it's good for the country. It's good for them to get more liquid, and people should look towards that direction. Now, management is another thing. We need to start seeing more openness and transparency within those boards. Since we want to see a sector that is thriving, now we need transparency. We want to know exactly who is in the board. What does the person stand for? Am I sure that whatever I'm investing there is going to be safe? That's what I want to say.
All right, Swift, coming to you. What are your thoughts? And secondly, Chooks made something very interesting. He said very soon we'll start to make policies or make it mandatory that everybody have insurance. But here on this table with Doc, we also talked about how to educate and sensitize people, because a lot of people, if you ask people, most people have just car insurance. Very few of them have other insurance.
And we are forced to have it. If I had my way, I wouldn't, because I've never used it. I've never used it for over 7 or 8 years. Yes.
But it's there. Someday it will come.
It's not going to do. Look, it's not going to do anything for me. I'm sorry, but that's
what you have is a third-party insurance.
It's the same thing we are saying.
It's not even an insurance. It's even a comprehensive insurance.
It is the same thing we are saying.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, somebody hits me, and the person comes down and is rolling on the floor, and is begging me.
Okay.
This is where Nigeria.
Now, do you know if you really insure your car, you can get money back, whether accident or no accident?
Yes, but do you know?
But people don't know.
No, hold on now. I have a friend who bought a brand new car. I don't want to call the name of the car. It's one of those cars that they don't have a secondary value. And then our younger brother was reversing the car 3 months, brand new, and he hits the bumper. Now, to bring in the bumper cost about 3.5 million naira, because they don't fabricate it in Nigeria. Okay. And she did a full insurance. Okay. She's a big girl. Full insurance on the car. The insurance company now showed her a policy that says, look, she bought the car for, I think then, about 15 million naira. That whatever they are bringing, which she didn't read when she was signing, that if it's more than whether 5% or something within the first 1 year of you buying a car, they are not liable. So they were trying to get out of it. She eventually had to pay that 2.something million herself. Then had to get a lawyer and had to do, it took her like 2-3 years to get that money from the insurance company. I don't want to go into insurance and insurance wahala. But what I'm trying to tell you is, you cannot force us to insure. So if I'm going to do a full party insurance on my car, that's about 100 and something thousand naira. A car I drive once in a week, or once in 3 weeks.
It doesn't matter.
There are other. It mustn't be. That's why we are this table. It mustn't be a full coverage insurance. But you need an insurance on the car. For the car to even be on the road, you need an insurance.
That's what I'm saying. I have, but it's not of use to me. I just spend about 18 to 20 something thousand every year, and I feel it's a waste.
It's not a waste.
I'm telling you. It's
not a waste.
And I pay another one for roadworthiness. Are the roads worthy? I'm telling you, let's not fight. Coming down to this one. I like the fact that the stock markets are doing very well. Good. Although I'm afraid, because there was a time years ago when I invested into stock, I think in 2009 or 2008, this was how the stock market was doing so well. And suddenly it crashed. And everybody lost so much. People became bankrupt. So the lead change I had at that time, I thought I wasn't going to make it. But here we are, we make it. We are looking at Dangote, and Dangote, they said they made about 59% gain. You are looking at insurance companies smiling to the bank. I can tell you that my own personal insurance, every time they trade with your money, when they are adding, I think between 3 to 4 months, I've seen almost 100,000 plus on my own personal insurance. Now this is not even a direct investment. This is a sub investment, because I signed up for them to be reinvesting my monies. Well, I'm excited about it. I like it, but people that are trading should also be careful, because as of this week, Bitcoin went really down in a very scary manner, and I am still afraid. So as much as it's good out there, some companies are looking very strong and healthy, like the Dangote and all that. Oil and gas is looking good. Insurance is looking good. But my fear still remains the fact that we need to be cautious. Don't put too much into it. I'm still putting one leg up.
Yeah, one thing people need to know about the capital market is it's a long term. So if you are coming in for something of 3-4 months, what if it crashes? So people need to understand.
Who told you it's going to crash?
This one,
I'm not saying it will, but you have to be prepared for when it is good and when it is bad.
When I first met Mr. Chikse, he has repented. He used to have that screen.
The charts.
He's always
monitors it. Yes. He's a wise investor. He's a wise investor. So it's a long-term thing, and you must seek the consult of a stockbroker. It's not something, but then again, it will also help you. You will have this culture of saving. You have this culture of investing, because rich people or the elite or the wealthy, they invest their profit. We live in a country whereby we make small money and
I agree with you, but I rather invest in family members and Mama Kotonu Buka.
Okay. Thank you very much. There is no billionaire anywhere on this surface of this earth that has not gone and come out from the money market.
Yes.
Any of them. So you must not trade. You can just go and acquire some shares and just leave it there. Invest. Imagine if you bought Aiko last week.
Yes.
Even if it's 10,000 naira.
Or Dangote 69%.
So you just imagine what it is now, then see what is going to be in the next. So imagine if you bought that same Bitcoin she was talking about just 2 weeks ago. As we speak now, Bitcoin is over 125,000 as of this particular morning. So hey, it's an investment. Just buy and hold. For any day, you can sell off. So hey.
All right, unfortunately, we won't be able to take more stories. This is where we will draw the curtains today on Souk Business Landscape. Be Nigerian, think Nigeria. Whatever we do, let's try as much as possible to do what will promote us and project us in a good light. Positivity is always the way. Think Nigeria and be a good citizen of Nigeria. I am Olumide Shokoya. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you for staying and being here with us. Just like Olumide says, for every of the project that is being executed or planned by the government, we as the people, we need to see this project as our own. You can't go dismantling rails from the bridges. No. You can't go pulling out railway tracks. No. You can't go looking at street light or the cameras and pulling them out. No. It belongs to you. It belongs to us. It doesn't belong to a government because you are the government. So let's take responsibility. My name is Chooks, John Rogers Chooks. We'll do this again tomorrow. Have yourself a beautiful, beautiful day.
I always tell you that you are the change that you are waiting for in the country. So let's do better and let's make Nigeria great again. My name is Swift Aderito and have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.
Take Nigeria because it's the mind that needs to first of all be rebranded.
Lawmakers said it's going to be putting Nigerian labor, Nigeria content and materials first.
If you say Nigeria first and it is just us down here that, are pushing that agenda, it's going to be a big struggle.
Do you think Nigerian firms, Nigerian organizations should start looking at getting their staff involved in this market or buying to keep for their staff?
Within this side, let's also learn citizen diplomacy. See something. This is Souk Business Landscape.